Good evening and welcome to Ndizi TV News at 9 p.m. It is the third day of the month of December 2025. My name is Chemutai Kirui and my director tonight is Lucas Ouma. And looking at the highlights tonight, tensions have risen as supporters urge peace between Interior PS Raymond Omolo and Homa Bay County Governor Gladys Wanga, while Migori residents protest the governor's remarks. And also in politics, Gachagua denies rift with Kalonzo and Kalwale rejects his whip removal. Meanwhile, Kenya marks International Day of Persons with Disabilities, highlighting inclusion, healthcare, and legislative support among the people. This and more on Ndizi TV News at 9 p.m. tonight. My name is Chemutai Kirui and my director is Lucas Ouma. And in our first story tonight, supporters aligned with Interior PS Dr. Raymond Omolo and Homa Bay County Governor Gladys Wanga are urging both leaders to set aside political differences and to embrace a spirit of peace and cooperation. The group emphasized that escalating tensions would undermine the legacy of mutual respect established by their predecessors and called on the leaders to prioritize unity, constructive dialogue and collaboration for the benefit of their supporters and also the broader government agenda in the country.
Kwa majina naitwa Benta Koko. Mimi mwenyekiti wa chama hiki cha ODM katika eneo bunge la Rangwe. Na leo hii nimekuja kuhusu kinachoendelea katika tuseme sehemu hii ya Nyanza. Tulimaliza uchaguzi ndogo katika eneo bunge la Kasipul, na ningependa sana niseme Mungu alitusaidia tukapata kiti hicho. Na Waswahili wanasema asiyekubali kushindwa si mshindani. Na ni vyema sana mtu mkishindana watu wawili ukubali kama umeshindwa. Na tunaona dalili mbaya sana kwa wanaume ambao wako katika tabaka la juu waliojiunga pamoja kutafuta kiti hiki cha Kasipul. Bado wamejiunga na wanatusumbua. Na ninaomba kitu kimoja. Dalili hii inaonekana kule Kisumu. Vile mpango ya maandamano ilifanywa, leo hii maandamano ilifanywa kule Migori. Tunauliza rais, kama tuko katika broad-based government, serikali pana, na tunaona dalili ya watu wa UDA wakitukanyaga sana, tutachukua ushauri kutoka kwa gavana wetu ili tujue penye tutafuata. Pamoja na party leader wetu Daktari Oburu.
Women leader Homa Bay Town constituency. I want to take this opportunity first to congratulate the ODM fraternity for the effort they made to ensure that the ODM candidate clinched that seat. Second, we are in broad-based government, but we are sensing some elements of distrust. We are sending this message to our beloved president, Dr. Samoei Ruto, that if members of UDA in Homa Bay County are not comfortable with ODM members, then we should know.
Yes! Yes.
We are here for development. Yes. And when Governor Wanga requested for some developments in this county, we are seeing some people trying to tell or confuse members that are the one who requested for those projects. We will not agree. Mama is the one who requested for Madaraka. Governor is the one who requested you to hold devolution in this county. All those activities or projects was requested for you, President, to have a strong grip in this county. We are ready to work with you. We are ready to be in government. And mark you, we are still following the spirit of our able Raila Amolo Odinga. Whenever he's dead or not. We are still following his spirit. We are here to stay.
Kama Kevin Odhiambo aka Wawau, kiongozi wa vijana wa Homa Bay County. Leo tumeamuka ili tuongee na viongozi wetu. Kama tunaona wanapenda vita za social media na vitu ndogo ndogo, na hiyo haitakuwa inatufaidisha kama wananchi. Tunaomba hawa viongozi wetu waketi chini, waheshimiane, na sisi kama wafuasi wao tukue na amani. Tutaki kuona viongozi wetu wanapigana bila vitu ndogo. Tunaomba kiongozi ama governor wa Homa Bay aheshimu viongozi wenzake kama Raymond Omolo, kama Mbadi.
The other issue I would like to address is with regard to the issue of violence and coexistence. We as human beings, we need to learn how to coexist. I want to give a typical example of beans. We have variety of beans. We have nyayo beans, we have soya beans. All of them are beans. But if you
And in Migori County, residents have taken to the streets to condemn recent remarks by Homa Bay County Governor and ODM Chairperson Gladys Wanga, who called for the dismissal of Interior Security PS Raymond Omolo. Protesters argue that Wanga's comments disregard Omolo's previous support for ODM campaigns and his ongoing contributions to local development, viewing her call for dismissal as both disrespectful and divisive. Our very own Lennox Odede has more in his report.
Just a few days after Homa Bay County Governor, who also serves as the ODM party chairperson, called on President William Ruto to dismiss the Permanent Secretary for Internal Security, Dr. Raymond Omolo, in order to strengthen the broad-based government, residents of Migori County have now come out in large numbers to condemn her remarks. Speaking during demonstrations, Migori County residents urged Governor Wanga to show respect to national leaders. According to them, it was PS Raymond Omolo who supported Governor Gladys Wanga during the Kasipul by-elections campaign, even facilitating the visit of Deputy President Kithure Kindiki to campaign for ODM candidate Boyd Were, who eventually won.
Wewe Madam Wanga, kaa na heshima na viongozi wenzako. Wewe ni governor wa Homa Bay, PS Raymond Omolo ni PS wa Kenya nzima. Wacha vita ndogo ndogo ya kung'ang'ania supremacy ya Homa Bay. Wewe unataka supremacy ya Homa Bay na sisi unataka utufungie maendeleo. Kenya Raymond Omolo anafanyia Wajaluo ama wa Kenya. Wewe kama mama Wanga uwezi. Kwa hivyo nachukua hii nafasi kuambia wamama wote, sio eti tunadharau viongozi ya wamama, lakini Wanga wewe kaa na heshima. Wewe mama moja uwezi pingana na Mbadi, uwezi pingana na Magwanga. Wewe unapigana na Omolo. Hata mimi hapa unapigana na mimi.
na unang'ang'ana na Omolo ndiye amekusaidia kuwini hii kiti. Omolo ndiye alikuletea mpaka deputy president. Omolo ndiye amekupatia pesa ambayo ulikuwa unafanyia naye kila kitu. Saa hii ukishamaliza election, kijana ya nani akishashinda, saa hii unaona atunaandikia president William Samoei Ruto ambaye hukumpigia kura ati atoe Omolo. Omolo ambaye aliunda chama, Omolo ambaye ndio state, Omolo ambaye ndio kila kitu kwa Wajaluo. Tunashindwa kabisa wewe Wanga.
Women representatives on their part called on Governor Wanga to respect Dr. Raymond, noting that he is one of the leaders who strongly backed President William Ruto and is currently supporting widows and vulnerable families, something they claim Governor Wanga has not done.
Kuna uchungu sana na Gladys Wanga. Gladys Wanga aende polepole kama alichaguliwa na watu wa Homa Bay. Achane na Raymond Omolo. Raymond Omolo ametusaidia na ajue ya kwamba hata hii ng'ombe anataka kukamua saa hii serikali ya Ruto. Hakupiga kura, hakupigia Ruto kura. Na ajue ya kwamba Omolo tumetoka naye mbali. Hadi tukataka hata kuchoma hapa Nyanza. Walipigia Ruto kura. Na tunasema na tunaambia Gladys Wanga, achane na Raymond Omolo kabisa. Achane kabisa. Anafaa kwenda kwa Omolo kinyenyekea juu Omolo ndiye alianza hii serikali. Omolo ndiye ameleta matunda hapa Nyanza. Omolo ndiye amefanya kila kitu ikaja Homa Bay. Ya nini adharau Raymond Omolo? Anamdharau kwa nini? Gladys hajanunulia mama mjane nguo, hajamjengea hata nyumba, hajajua penye wajane wote wako. Tuko na huzuni na wewe kabisa Gladys Wanga. Na tunakuomba siku ya leo, ulichaguliwa na wanaume, ukachaguliwa na wamama, na lazima uheshimu wanaume. Sio kama wewe ni governor wa Homa Bay unataka kudharau Raymond Omolo. Unamjua? Haujamjua. Morandi mi kama Mluya. Raymond Omolo yengine.
They further urged Governor Wanga to focus on ensuring President William Ruto is re-elected for a second term, pointing out various development projects that have been brought to Homa Bay County through the efforts of PS Raymond Omolo.
This Raymond Omolo you are now fighting here is the one that has brought for you dual carriage in Homa Bay. The Raymond Omolo you are now fighting here is the one who has brought for you state lodge in Homa Bay. The Raymond Omolo you are now fighting here is the one who has brought a lot of employment here in Nyanza. The Raymond Omolo you are fighting here now is the one who has brought for you pie in Homa Bay. The Raymond Omolo you are now fighting here is the one who has brought for you that stadium you are bragging of. Please stop your shenanigans. Instead of fighting Raymond Omolo, we want you, Governor Wanga, to register as many people as possible to go and vote President Ruto in 2027.
The Bunge la Wananchi caucus led by Charles Osewe has also called on the ODM party to engage Governor Wanga and encourage her to embrace the broad-based government approach.
I want to tell ODM as a fraternity that please talk to Gladys Wanga as the governor of Homa Bay. Raila Amolo Odinga left us in broad-based government as a symbol of unity. That unity is what we want. We don't want wrangles here and there. We don't want abuses and insults.
Yeye ni kiongozi, yule ni governor, yule ni PS, wanafanya kazi tofauti. Sasa tunaomba wakue pamoja, wafanye kazi pamoja, aachane na mambo ya malumbano ya kugongana na wana viongozi wenzake. Hiyo haionyeshi kiongozi nzuri. Afanye kazi yake kama gavana. Aache PS afanye kazi yake kama PS.
Lennox Odede reporting for Ndizi TV Africa from Migori County.
Meanwhile, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has dismissed reports of a political rift between him and Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, accusing the government of attempting to sow division within the opposition. Speaking at a recent event to welcome newly elected MCAs, Gachagua highlighted his party's national reach and condemned the alleged use of intimidation and election manipulation, portraying his party as committed to national unity and democratic integrity.
Our candidates. On Sunday, I said that DCP is in talks with Wiper and other parties in the United Oppositions. And we have looked at the formula in Nairobi, regional composition, party loyalties, and past performances. And we have come to the conclusion that the United Opposition can take 16 out of 17 seats. We have looked at the history of the voting patterns in Nairobi, and we are convinced that the United Opposition, where DCP and Wiper are strong partners. You know, if people think that they can create a wedge between us, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka led the DCP campaign in Magarini. That is how close we are. Tupigie Kalonzo makofi.
Elsewhere, former Chief Whip Moses Kuria ally Boniface Soita Khalwale has hit back at the government following his removal from the whip position, insisting that he never sought the role in the first place. Khalwale described his removal as politically motivated and criticized government actions as attempts to silence dissenting voices, pledging to continue advocating accountability and fairness in the political arena in Kenya.
I want to be a whip. No. No. George Natale. Toto. A man with my pedigree. Can I ask for such a low thing in government? This is our time. Hallelujah. Nobody will make you president. People will make you president because umepiga hatua 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 uke mbele waanze kufuata. Matiang'i ameanza. Kalonzo ndio huyo, Gachagua wako safari. Wewe ukifikiri ati sisi, mimi na mheshimiwa George Natembeya tuwe waoga, hakuna mahali tena. Na usikie, kuwa rais sio kujigonga kwa kifua. Kuwa rais ni kuweka watu wako wote. Once 8 million lawyers are behind George Natembeya, and 7 million Kikuyus are behind Gachagua, and 5 million Kambas are behind Kalonzo, and 2 million are behind Fred Matiang'i. Wakati wataleta Matiang'i, tumepeleka Natembeya, wameleta Gachagua, wameleta Kalonzo, mimi nitakuwa hapo na kisungu mingi nitawafanyia interview.
Now, as the world marks International Day of Persons with Disabilities, advocates across the country are calling on the government to safeguard and uphold the fundamental rights of persons living with disabilities, highlighting issues ranging from healthcare and inclusive education to workplace accessibility. Disability rights organizations emphasize the urgent need for government intervention to address gaps in services, infrastructure, and support systems for vulnerable communities.
Wazazi ambaye bado hawajaweza kukubaliana kwamba wako na watoto wenye ulemavu. Kwa hivyo tunaendelea kufanya hii awareness, na hata siku hii ya leo pia tutawapatia nafasi ama tutawazungumzia ili waweze kutoa wale watoto ili waweze kujulikana. Na pia katika hali ya matibabu bado tuko chini sana. Bado tuko chini katika kaunti ya Kajiado. Ndiposa tunasi pia county government ya Kajiado iweze kuhakikisha kwamba watu wenye ulemavu wako sawa katika hali ya matibabu.
Manyumba ya hapa Nyamira inatengenezwa njia nyingine, uwezi pita kwa naibi wheelchair yangu. Tunaomba serikali iangalie manyumba, itengeneze mahali walemavu wanapita.
Wekeni pesa kulinganisha na maisha ya watu walemavu wa Machakos. Sisi kwetu tunaishi kukunywa madawa, kufanywa rehabilitation. Kuna wale watu wamezaa watoto wako severe disability. Kuna caregivers. Caregivers wanapata challenge sana kushughulikia wale watoto wako na ulemavu nyumbani. Na kuna madawa wanatumia kila wakati. Ningeambia serikali ya county iweze kuweka budget kwa wakati kuweza kusaidia hawa wazazi wako na watoto walemavu.
Pia tuko na issue ya sign language interpreters in hospitals. Hakunanga watu wa kuwasaidia wale watu wako na disability ya deaf. Wakienda hospitali inakuwa ni changamoto kwa kitaka kuwasiliana na daktari because hakunanga sign language interpreters. Pia kwa walemavu wenye ulemavu wa ngozi, serikali ingeweka mikakati, iweke mafuta yenye tunajipakanga kama sunscreen lotions zenye ukienda unapata hakuna, unaweza pata National Council imeleta for 1 month, so the 9 months hakuna mafuta.
Walemavu sio kupenda kwao, hiyo ni maumbile ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Kwa hivyo tunasema these governments have neglected the disabled for a very long time. It is high time they need to consider them na wape kazi na hata vitu vingine ambao wanaweza kutumia.
Na sherehe hii ni ku create awareness na advocacy ya kuweza kuambia community na other stakeholders kwamba walemavu pia ni watu kama wengine na wao pia wako na haki ya kukuwa included in all sectors. Sasa sisi kama National Council for Persons with Disability pamoja na the other stakeholders na the members of parliament wamekuja na Persons with Disability Act 2025 ambayo imekuwa revised from the one that was in 2003, na haki zao zimeongezeka na hata incentives pia zimeongezeka. Unapata kama maswala ya wamekuwa tax exempted, wako na import duty exempted na mambo mengi zaidi.
And still on the same note, Migori County joined the global community in celebrating International Day of Persons with Disabilities at a ceremony that was held at Migori Primary School. Leaders, health officials, and community stakeholders underscored the importance of promoting inclusive policies, improving healthcare services, and strengthening legal frameworks to support people living with disabilities. At the event, former Women Representative Denita Gati pledged her commitment to advancing disability legislation and supporting programs that reduce preventable impairments in children. Our very own Lennox Odede has more in his report.
Migori County has joined the rest of the world in marking the World Disability Day with celebrations held at Migori Primary School under the theme of fostering disability, inclusive societies for advancing social progress. During the event, the pioneer of Migori County Woman Representative, Denita Gati, who has also announced her bid for the Migori senatorial seat in the next general election and is herself a person living with disability, pledged to push for the swift passage of the long-pending disability bill in the Migori County Assembly to ensure stronger protection of persons living with disability. She noted that the county has fallen behind in safeguarding disability rights and emphasized the need for urgent action.
Push that bill so that it gets to be realized, because persons with disabilities rights are well protected by law. That bill protects the disabled people of Migori. It protects us in terms of ensuring that the 5%, for example, in terms of employment, that is in the constitution of this country. You know very well that Article 52(4) of the Constitution talks about, the 5% employability. Look at the county. Look at how our county is, and that's what we're talking about here, for example. Persons with disabilities must be in every ministry of this county.
Gati also committed to establishing a comprehensive database of persons living with disabilities in Migori County, explaining that such a system would greatly improve service delivery and enhance employment opportunities for the disability community.
And for me as a senator of this county, in 2027, I will make sure that this county will have a database of all disabled people of Migori and their qualifications and everything in terms of their education. And in terms, those are what we are calling segregating the data of persons with disability, so that when the county requires that we need disabled people to be employed, you are not going to look for someone under the bedroom. We have that database, and that is the database I want to help Migori County develop as the senator of this county. Because, when their positions here, they will say, oh, disabled people are not there. They didn't apply. Simply because we did not put the measures ourselves as a county that moving forward in Migori County, what I have directed is that the county government considers any job opportunity to be given to a disabled person. A person with disability who has the qualifications to fit into that job. Because as you can see, even people who are doing disability work are not disabled themselves.
She further promised to champion effective public participation to promote transparent and prudent use of public funds.
We are going to ensure that even when the budget comes to this county, how much is allocated to disability issues in this county, from political to social to economic to, the empowerment of persons with disabilities must be realized as the senator for this county. So for me, I'm not going in as a disabled person. I am going in as a person from Migori who happens to be disabled. So making sure also that adequate funds come to the county, and these funds also look at issues to do with disability. As you can see, persons with disabilities are, they're a little bit lower. They're poor. They are not, involved. For me as a senator for this county, one of the things that I will prioritize will be issues to do with public participation. I want to ensure that public participation happens in this county, from the disability community, from the youth community.
Health consultant Moses Jakait from Life Care Hospitals, who attended the event, highlighted the availability of early-stage surgical interventions at the facility for disability-related conditions such as clubfoot, cleft anomalies, and other treatable conditions that can be corrected in infancy if addressed promptly.
We have a gynecologist who will do the safe delivery, and when this child is born, we have those conditions like the one you have said. From there, when the gynecologist has identified such kind of a condition, they will just directly refer to our own pediatrician. from the pediatrician assessment, and also we have also orthopedic, where all the correction will be done if is a bone-related condition. We have also ENT, who is directly working on those any mouth and throat related, so that if is not orthopedic conditions, ENT will take over from there.
Lennox Odede reporting for Ndizi TV Africa from Migori County.
It is exactly 29 minutes into the hour, and Ndizi TV News at 9 is taking a commercial break. When we come back, we have more for you, including the Kenya's political scene that heated up today as the Senate discussed Nyamira County Governor Amos Nyaribo's impeachment amid allegations of misconduct and abuse of office. Nyaribo also pleaded not guilty to 6 charges as senators continue hearings, while debates continue over whether the county assembly fully met constitutional requirements. Meanwhile, election watchdog ELOG blasts IEBC for failing to act against candidates who broke the law, citing voter bribery, intimidation, and government interference. This and more on Ndizi TV News at 9 p.m. After the break, my name is Chemutai Kirui. Everybody longs for. Human beings will spend their time online searching remedies for conditions challenging them. Some will go to medical facilities seeking medical help, while others will use herbal means to keep their health hazards. I am Chemutai Kirui, and every week on Afya Yetu, we open the doors for life-changing conversations from wellness and nutrition, preventing diseases, managing chronic illnesses, and even mental health. We bring expert advice, real-life stories, and practical solutions that touch every part of your life. Join me, Chemutai Kirui, on Ndizi TV Africa Afya Yetu Health Show every Friday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. and be part of the change.
Je, wajua kwamba mapishi si kazi tu ila ni sanaa? Njoo tujifunze mapishi mapya katika runinga ya Ndizi TV Africa. Hapa ndipo tunapika, tunajifunza, tunakula, tunasherehekea na kucheka kidogo. Ungana nami kila siku ya Jumanne kuanzia mida ya saa 2 usiku katika kipindi chetu cha Pishi Bora. Hapa ndipo tutakuwa tunapika vyakula mbalimbali ambavyo vitakuwa vinanukia, kama vile mchuzi wa nyanya, tunapika kuku kitunguu, tunapika wet fry na vyakula vingi zaidi. Njoo tujifunze pamoja na tulete ubunifu jikoni katika kipindi chetu cha Pishi Bora. Ungana nami Ronelfa katika kipindi cha Pishi Bora, tulete ubunifu jikoni.
Mteja mpendwa, ni wakati sasa wa kujinyakulia aina ya flash disk kuanzia 8GB, 16GB na vilevile 32GB. Vilevile earphones, wireless headsets, unajipatia wireless microphones tofauti kwa bei nafuu. Yale ambayo unafaa kuyafanya hivi sasa ni kwamba unapiga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Yote unayapata kwa bei nafuu popote ulipo.
festive season, treat yourself at Camel Park Hotel, just 5 kilometers from Kisii town off Kisii-Kilgoris Road. Enjoy luxury, comfort, and a 10% discount on all accommodation services. Book now and celebrate in style. Camel Park Hotel, the pride of Kisii.
Je, wewe ni mmiliki wa aina ya gari aina ya Alto, Probox, Harrier, V8 na Lexus? Jipatie brake pads kwa bei nafuu hivi sasa. Vilevile oil filters kwa gari aina ya Toyota na vilevile Subaru. Ili upokee popote ulipo, piga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Mteja mpendwa, ni wakati sasa wa kujinyakulia aina ya flash disk kuanzia 8GB, 16GB na vilevile 32GB. Vilevile earphones, wireless headsets, unajipatia wireless microphones tofauti kwa bei nafuu. Yale ambayo unafaa kuyafanya hivi sasa ni kwamba unapiga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Yote unayapata kwa bei nafuu popote ulipo.
Every Wednesday night, join me for powerful stories and informative stories that will touch your heart and also will be informative on Ndizi TV Africa, where we will be having able and ambitious. Join us as we empower voices that need to be heard and also encourage the inclusive voices in the society, one story at a time. We educate, we inspire, we break barriers, and remind the world that disability is not inability. Tune in to Ndizi TV Africa every Wednesday as from 8 p.m. as we celebrate and empower the able and ambitious in our society. Ndizi TV Africa, beyond Africa.
Je, wewe ni mmiliki wa aina ya gari aina ya Alto, Probox, Harrier, V8 na Lexus? Jipatie brake pads kwa bei nafuu hivi sasa. Vilevile oil filters kwa gari aina ya Toyota na vilevile Subaru. Ili upokee popote ulipo, piga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606.
Naam, ni wakati wa kusikiza sauti inayobeba maono, busara na hali halisi ya kisiasa humu nchini. Karibu katika kipindi Sauti ya Uongozi. Hapa tutakuwa tunazungumza na viongozi kujieleza katika hali halisi ya yala.
Mteja mpendwa, ni wakati sasa wa kujinyakulia aina ya flash disk kuanzia 8GB, 16GB na vilevile 32GB. Vilevile earphones, wireless headsets, unajipatia wireless microphones tofauti kwa bei nafuu. Yale ambayo unafaa kuyafanya hivi sasa ni kwamba unapiga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Yote unayapata kwa bei nafuu popote ulipo.
Welcome back to Ndizi TV News at 9 p.m. and thank you for keeping it Ndizi TV Africa. Now moving on with our bulletin, the Senate has formally debated over the impeachment of Nyamira County Governor Amos Nyaribo after 23 county assembly members voted in favor of his removal, citing alleged abuse of office, legal violations and misconduct. This discussion opens a new chapter in Nyamira's political landscape as stakeholders debate on the implications for governance and accountability, with supporters and opponents of the governor closely watching the unfolding political drama.
5. The Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira informed the Speaker of the Senate of the approval of the motion by the County Assembly and further forwarded to the Speaker of the Senate documents and evidence of the proceedings of the Assembly, including the list of 23 members of the County Assembly that voted in favor of the removal from office by impeachment of the Governor of Nyamira County. Further, noting that one of the preliminary objections raised by Honorable Amos Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira County, was that the requisite threshold for passage of a motion for the removal of a governor from office by impeachment being 2/3 of the members of the County Assembly, as provided for in Section 33 of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 62 of the Standing Orders of the County Assembly of Nyamira, is 24 members of the County Assembly was not met. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves to uphold the preliminary objection that the threshold required for removal of a governor from office by impeachment contemplated in Section 33 of the County Government Act and Standing Order 62 of the County Assembly of Nyamira was not made, and forthwith terminates the hearing on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira County. Now, the floor is open for debate. Yes, what is your intervention, Senator Lilegwe?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise on a point of order, order number 1.
And as such, Mr. Speaker, when a matter such as this appears before us, we must be satisfied that indeed there was proper procedure that has been followed. For the last 3 sessions, and this is the part that we take the blame also, you know for a fact that we have refused, and I'm very intentional about the use of the word refused, as Parliament to pass the law on the impeachment procedure. I have never seen a law as critical as this, Mr. Speaker, that has gone round in circles as has been. I can recall from, I don't know, as way back as which year, Mr. Speaker, that there has always been an attempt, but unfortunately, it never gets to the end. That means we are leaving our colleagues in the County Assembly to guess and try to find their way on how to follow this procedure. These are issues, some of the issues that this motion is asking us to determine, for example, today, are matters which, if we had set out properly in an impeachment procedure bill, Mr. Speaker, then we wouldn't be debating this. By now, we'd be listening to the case by the County Assembly and listening to the response from the county governor.
Interesting motion. I agree that many people don't know that impeachment process is a political process. It's both civil and criminal at some where it can be measured. Other is beyond reasonable doubt, Mr. Speaker, or based on probabilities. Mr. Speaker, as I was listening to the majority leader moving, I remembered the case of Odinga and other versus IBC in 2017 in the presidential petition. Mr. Speaker, and the decision of court then was not based on the outcome. It was...
And today, during the proceedings, senators remained divided over whether Nyamira County Governor Amos Nyaribo's removal fully complied with constitutional requirements, while 23 ward representatives voted to impeach him. The Constitution calls for a two-third majority of 24 votes. The ongoing hearings aim to scrutinize allegations of misconduct, including abuse of office and violations of county governance rules, with proceedings expected to continue over the next 2 days as both sides present evidences and arguments.
Ni kesi ya kuangalia kwamba je, ile nambari ambayo imepewa inaweza kushuka chini. Je, nambari ile ambayo imepewa kama ni ya 24 inaweza kupanda juu. Kitu ni kwamba ni umuhimu sana sisi kama maseneta, ndugu zangu, nataka tuangalie, je, hii goli ikiwa iko pale unaweza kuitoa ukaweka mahali pengine? Jibu ni kwamba la. Swala hili lilo mbele yetu ni swala muhimu sana, na ni lazima tuweze kulijibu, na lazima tuweze kuchukua msimamo.
If you go by the presentation by the governor, it means 23.3 people voted, which we round to 24. But if you go by the persuasive argument by the county assembly, it means in the absence of those three, only 21.3 people voted, rounding it.
Kuna watu wengine waliandika affidavit ya kusema kwamba wapigiwe kura na wenzao. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nilikuwa mwakilishi ward katika kaunti ambayo nimetoka ya Lamu. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, hiyo sio jabungeni. Yanafanyika Mheshimiwa Spika, sisi katika seneti hii ndio tunatuma pesa mashinani. Na yale yanayotendeka huko mashinani, Mheshimiwa Spika, hatuletewi wakati yanafanyika kulingana na vile ambavyo wao wanataka. Lakini leo hii wametuletea kwa sababu imefanyika kinyume na vile ambavyo wangehitaji wao yafanyike. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nachukua nafasi hii kuwarai wabunge wa seneti hili ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Spika, tufanye haki kwa watu.
And finally, Nyamira County Governor Amos Nyaribo has survived impeachment as he pleaded not guilty to 6 formal charges during his Senate impeachment hearings. Nyaribo denied allegations ranging from unconstitutional bunge la mashinani activities to unauthorized appointments, asserting his commitment to due process. The proceedings mark a critical moment in the county's political landscape, with senators evaluating the evidence and preparing to determine whether the governor should remain in office or be removed.
Additionally, the County Assembly, while considering a report of the Sectoral Committee on Public Service Management on staff progression, passed resolutions that included, among others, 1, the reinstatement of demoted officers to their rightful job groups and payment of their full emoluments. 2, the censure of the Chief Officer, Public Service Management, Mrs. Rael Omanyi, and the further resolution to have her step aside for contempt of the County Assembly and its committees. 22, the Governor has to date failed to enforce resolution number 2 above, and equally failed to implement the resolutions of the County Assembly in this report. Allegation number 7, abuse of office by purporting to suspend the Secretary to County Public Service Board. Whereas Section 58(5)(b) of the County Governments Act 2012, as read together with Article 251 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, provides that the members of the board may only be removed from office by a vote not less than 75% of all the members of the County Assembly. 1. The above article and or section do not anticipate or confer power upon the governor to cause such an action as suspension of a secretary to the County Public Service Board. 2, His Excellency Amos Kimwomi Nyaribo acted ultra vires by purporting to suspend the secretary to the County Public Service Board by the letter reference NCG/GVN/legal/VOL .1 dated 2nd May 2023 beyond his powers as provided for in Section 31 of the County Governments Act 2012.
You may proceed, Clerk.
And wrapping up the bulletin, the election monitoring group ELOG has criticized the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC, alleging a failure to take action against candidates who violated election laws. In its latest report covering a recent by-election, ELOG documented incidents of voter bribery, intimidation, and alleged interference by government officials, warning that these breaches threaten the integrity of Kenya's electoral processes and undermine public trust in democratic institutions.
Kulikuwa na ukiukaji wa siri ya kura katika vituo asilimia 15.2 kupitia wapiga kura ambao walikuwa wanapiga picha za zile ballots ambazo walikuwa nazo, na hiyo ilikiuka kanuni ambazo tuko nazo za kusema kwamba uchaguzi wetu unafaa kuwa wasiri. Pia kulikuwa na kiwango cha juu sana cha wale ambao walikuwa wanasaidiwa kupiga kura. Asilimia 65 ya zile vituo zilienda ambapo watu walikuwa wanasaidiwa kupiga kura. Hii ni changamoto kubwa kwenye uchaguzi wetu, na pia hii ni njia moja ambayo inaweza tumika kusaidia ama kufichua siri ambayo mpiga kura ya uchaguzi wake, in terms of alichagua nani. Na watu ambao wasiokuwa na idhini pia waliruhusiwa kuingia kwenye vituo vya kupiga kura, wakiwemo hawa wababe wa siasa. Wengi wao walikuwa wale wababe wa siasa ambao hawakuwa na zile badge accreditation ya IBC na hawakudhibitiwa wasiingie kwenye vituo. Wengine pia tuliona pia kwa kituo kimoja kule Kariobangi North, tuliona pia maafisa wa DCI ambao hawakuwa wanaweza kutambuliwa, hawakuwa wamevalia sare zao za kirasmi.
Now that brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. My name is Chemutai Kirui and my director has been Lucas Oma. Until next time, have a good night and a Merry Christmas and a festive season.